Forward progress stalled for a man looking to get his good name restored. 1 year ago today, Jonathan Montgomery received a conditional pardon from Governor Bob McDonnell. Montgomery spent 4 years in prison for a sexual assault he didn't commit. His accuser, Elizabeth Coase, recanted her testimony and pleaded guilty to perjury. Now, despite that, the conviction remains on Montgomery's record. 10 on your sides. Andy Fox joins us now. And Andy, I got to ask, what more does this guy have to do to move forward and clear his name?
It really is amazing. Can you believe it? It's been 1 full year since Montgomery got out of prison. All this guy's been through, and yesterday he had another setback. In the Virginia Court of Appeals, the judges wondered whether they even had jurisdiction to clear Montgomery's name. We weren't allowed to have cameras, but we do have audio of the judges' concerns. Jonathan, you're a free man.
Yes, sir. How are you doing?
That was 1 year ago tonight, and Jonathan Montgomery is still trying to clear his name. On Monday, in the Virginia Court of Appeals, he's seeking a writ of actual innocence that will clear his name. The hearing did not go as planned.
It's a mess. It's a procedural mess.
Judge Robert Humphreys raised the most questions: how Governor Bob McDonnell, the executive, made the writ of actual innocence, which is granted by the judiciary, a requirement of the conditional pardon, which could violate the separation of power, part of the Virginia Constitution.
So I think the fundamental question is, what authority do we have at this moment to pursue the statutory remedy versus, given the context that it's embedded into a conditional pardon.
It was clear during the hearing that State Attorney General Ken Cuccinelli did not agree with the governor's conditional pardon requirement to get a writ of actual innocence.
I hope they don't base their decision on their concerns of separation of powers.
Outside court, Cuccinelli made it clear the governor did not seek his advice.
There were no communications that I recall with my office on this pardon. They did it the way they wanted to do it.
Once Montgomery's accuser, Elizabeth Coase, pleaded guilty and was sentenced on August 19th, Governor McDonnell could have then given Montgomery a full unconditional pardon. He did not.
Once they determine that an individual before them is actually innocent, they can grant the pardon, period. They walk out of jail that day. There's no process, there's no court, there's no other involvement.
No need for a writ of actual innocence court hearing. Outside court, we asked Cuccinelli, if he were governor, would he have granted Montgomery a full pardon? If you were governor, you would have given a full unconditional pardon, wouldn't you have?
Once I'm convinced anybody's innocent, if I were the governor, I'd grant him a pardon.
10 on your side went to Governor Bob McDonnell's office yesterday, asking whether he will just give Jonathan Montgomery a full unconditional pardon. A spokesperson emailed us this. It reads, the governor properly exercised his constitutionally provided clemency powers to free Jonathan Montgomery as his case moved through the courts. The governor firmly believed that Jonathan should not be in prison pending the outcome of his writ of actual innocence. Hey, the governor's office failed to answer the question. Why doesn't the governor give a full unconditional pardon to Jonathan Montgomery? Our hunch is, politically, Governor McDonnell will not leave office in January without making sure that Montgomery's name is finally clear. I'm Andy Fox, 10 on your side.